choice. We all have a choice. And sometimes this is a very hard conversation to have with ourselves. Today and this morning, I literally sat down with myself and went, what are you choosing in your life? And then I started to journal about the choices that I've made, the decisions along the path that I've made, and most recently, what I am choosing to bring into my life and to have in my arena. And that's a good or bad conversation, because that could be, when shit hits the fan and we're in challenges, we are choosing to take certain actions or certain mindsets in those challenges. And the same goes for when things are really great in our world. But sometimes it's really hard for us to piece out when we're in the depth of a challenge that we are making a choice and that we have choice when we're in that challenge. Now, it's not just about spirituality and our soul's path and purpose and all that kind of stuff. It's about our humanness in this free will world. We have a choice to stay in those challenges or to remove ourselves from them. And it just takes some action. It takes some guidance. It takes a little bit of a maneuvering to shift. And sometimes we have to go into this space that we don't really want to be in order to shift that challenge or shift that situation. And it's our ego that we have to battle against every day. Like the conversations we have with ourselves that we're too good for this, or, I'm not going to go there, or that person did this to me, or blah, blah, blah. These conversations we have as to why we can't step into the space to change. And I've been literally on this pathway for the last year, the conversations of choice coming up, from the move to California to coming back to Canada for different avenues and different reasons and different projects, to, creating a home where I live, and to grounding myself in certain areas, and to releasing relationships, to honoring relationships, and to accepting where life is at, and to being in the quietness, and maybe that I don't have to push in the world anymore or drive the way that I used to from a pushing perspective, but I can change the way that I step in to this space. So this morning I had this conversation with myself. Therefore, I'm having the conversation with you going, if there's areas of your life where you are being pushed up against a wall, where you're challenged, where you're feeling off about, make a choice to change. Take a look at it from an analysis perspective and pull yourself out of the situation. Because sometimes it's us being in the emotions of it that will not allow us to see outside of it. So if you were consulting a friend or a colleague on that same situation, would you be giving yourself the same advice that you give them? And are you taking the action that you would tell them to take? And those are some really key questions to kind of analyze inside of your space and inside of yourself these days for moving forward. So choice, we have it. We're in a free will world. We can choose to do and choose not to do, but each of those choices yields in a result. So what is it that you really want in your life? And start making choices to align that in your life, even if it's hard. Even if you have to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, even if you have to make the call that you don't want to make, even if you have to quit the job that you've not wanting to quit, but you have to quit, even if you have to let go of that relationship, make your choice. It's time to maneuver yourself into the life that you're supposed to live in the best version of you. And if you cannot do it in the space that you're in now, you need to change. Therefore, choices have to happen. My name is Colleen Lindberg, and I help people align their soul's path with their intuition in order to get to where they're going to go on this journey of humanness. And I hope you guys are amazing.